Hi you guys, today I will be showing you how I'm budgeting my school refund check. So in January, around January 15th, I will be receiving $2,222 as part of my school refund. And I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to budget it and also provide some tips on how to budget your school refund check. So a school refund check is when you have more money in your account than is needed to pay your school bill. So for example, all of my scholarships and grants added together was more than needed to cover my school tuition bill, along with my school tuition bill, and I haven't actually pulled up my fees. So my enrichment fee for my bachelor's degree, tech fee, tuition, and the extra class that I'm taking was all less than the amount of grants and scholarships I received, and this is how much I had left over. So this is how much I will be trying to budget today. So my account balances are, I actually have a spreadsheet pulled up, so I'll just write those down. And this is actually college textbooks and apartments. I have $400 in, and it was 500, but I stopped doing cash envelopes for a while, and I kind of went credit card crazy the month of November. So my bill was a little bit higher, so I just took 100 and about 80 from my college textbooks and apartment savings. And then my total saving accounts that is not related to this are, give me a second, is equal to $10,654. Oh, and I forgot to introduce myself. So I'm Zenobia. I'm a 19-year-old college student. I'm in my second year of college, but I'm also a junior. So I'll be graduating next year, and I'm in the process of just finishing out the school year. I have finals, well, the school semester. I have finals next week, and I am steady looking for housing for fall 2021 to spring 2022 school year. So that's me right now. And if you guys want to know any saving tips of how I was able to save 10,000 from like 17 years old to now, just from like working and like budgeting correctly, just let me know in the comments. Okay, so my goal for all of these, so my goal for college textbooks and apartment is actually 1,500 as of right now. That's what I wanted before the year ended, but it's gonna be pushed back. That's because I didn't pay myself for the month of November. Hopefully in December I pay myself 1,000 so that when I budget everything it goes well. So we'll see about this. And then for total saving accounts, I'm gonna add. I want to say I wanted to have $11,000 as the end goal. And so the amount that I'm adding, I would have just subtracted 11,000 from 10,654, and that would have been actually less than the amount I'm actually gonna add. So if I only added the amount to get me to 10,000 to 11,000, that would be 11,000 minus 10,654, which would be $346. But because the school refund, there's more than I expected, I'm actually going to put more into this account. So I actually have a spreadsheet that I'll keep looking at. I said that before, but I'm actually going to add, let me see, 595. 595. And to total saving accounts, I am going to add 495. And with a pencil, I'm going to already mark how much that is in total, just so we keep track of everything. So 495 plus 595 is going to equal 1,090 out of this 2,222. So left to save to reach these goals would be 595 plus 400. That's 995. We're going to subtract 1,500, and that is going to be $505. And then to reach the 11,000, actually, that's not my goal. I apologize. My goal is actually 12,000. because I trade in the stock market and I moved out 1,000. So I wanted to put that 1,000 back in. So before this week, so 2 weeks ago, this balance was 11,654. And so I was like, well, because I'll get my school refund, let's just put it back at 11,000. When I make the money back from investing in the stock market, I'll put in the extra 1,000, and it'll be back at what it should have been if I didn't take out the 1,000. That should make sense. Like this video, if it does make sense. Sorry, and that was a little bit over the place. So 12,000 is to go. I'm adding 495. So 10,654. Oops, 10,654 plus 495 is going to equal 11,149 minus 12,000, which is going to be $851. Which I have a summer internship that's going to be paying pretty well, and it's virtual, so I don't have to pay for housing costs in the city that I would have had to move into. So I feel like even if I don't find a way to like get this amount before the year ends, before the school year ends, the summer internship, I will definitely make enough to have the 1,500 and the 12,000, and probably have this at 13,000 and this at 2,500. So there's that. So left to budget is 1,090. Well, left to budget is $1,132. So what we're gonna do is, so I want to budget from now on about 360 or 400, but with this school refund, I'm gonna budget 360. And because we'll have $2 left over, I'm gonna say 362. And then with the rent being $80 per month, I actually would just want to go ahead and put up 4 months, I want to say. So 4 times 80. Oh, I'm wrong. That's 320. I want to put up 240. So that's what, 3 months? Yeah, I don't need to do the math. Okay, 80 times 3 is going to be 240. And this is rent, but this is just what my mom charges me for the sewage and the water bill now that I'm home for this school year, because I have all online classes, so there's no point in me staying on campus. And then for spring 2021 textbooks, I am putting $530, which I believe will be more than enough, just because a lot of the classes that I should be taking next semester should have either like $100 textbook, or like the professor created a textbook, so like you could get it printed for like $5 to $10, or like buy an access pass for $5 to $10. But we'll see. I will update you guys on that price. And you see college textbooks here. And out of this goal, which is why I kind of want it to be at least 2,500 to 3,000 next by August 2021, is because I want to put 1,000 towards textbooks for the fall and spring of the next school year, and then the rest go to apartment. Okay, so what's next is budgeting out this 362, which, how I'm gonna do this is it's all gonna get a straight price. And I know you guys might be like, if you watch the other videos, like some of these are new, but like I said before, I've been spending a lot in November, and I kind of threw the cash envelopes out, which is probably why my credit card bill was so high in the first place, for me to have to take money over here. So I'm going back to cash envelopes. I'm starting over. This was a better idea to budget my money than just have it all on my card and then like try to spend using my credit card to pay off the card using my checking account. So I'm just gonna stick to this and just leave on my credit card my Amazon Prime and my Apple Music. So like $18 a month on my credit card, so it's not too high. Like I'll probably have like a low utilization, but like that's fine than it being overboard and I can't pay it and have to dig in my savings. So let's budget this. Let's budget what I'm gonna put in the budget envelopes. So for groceries, it's gonna be $120. And then for everything else, it is going to be 40. And I did 40 just because mainly I wanted to make sure I tithe 10%, tithe or put towards donations 20%, 10%, and 10% was 40. Actually, 10% would have been $36, but I rounded that up to 40. And then it kind of, to me, in my opinion, it didn't make sense to have like random numbers like 20, 30, 35 for the rest. So I just said I'll do 40 for all. And doctors is, if you watched my first video, I believe, I was complaining because I'm always sick. I have horrible allergies. I always think something's wrong. So I go to the doctor. And because I'm like now of age to get my bill from the hospital, I was like, yeah, I definitely need an envelope to save to cover the hospital bill or doctor bill I get. And this is mainly for, like I said, I have horrible allergies. I want to get allergy shots in throughout next school year, just because I'll be near that hospital that does it, near campus. So I want to save up to be able to like pay the co-pays that goes along with the allergy shots. So this is the budget. I will add everything up to make sure they subtract the 0. Oh, I didn't add the 2. Where am I adding that at? 122 for groceries. Y'all see that? Let me rewrite it. Sorry if that little scribble is going to irritate some of y'all. So 122, and then everything else gets 40, and this should equal 362. So let's do this. So 2,222 minus 1,090. That's 1132. 1,132 minus 530 minus 240 minus 362, and that gives us a 0 balance. So this is our school budget for spring 2021. Everything adds up. We're closer to our goals. We have textbooks covered, rent covered, budgeting for January and potentially February, considering classes are still online and I'm not really going anywhere. So this is the end of the video for the budget. Stick around if you would like some tips for how to budget your school refund check. And I'll just be talking it through. So tip number 1, I would say only accept the financial aid you need to cover your student bill. So if they give you at my school charges me exactly $7,200 per semester to go to school, and that is without housing. So $7,200. My school refund was $9,422. So when I say only accept the financial aid you need to cover your school bill, instead of taking on all of that $9,422, I would have only took out $7,200. But this is only if that school aid that you get, the scholarships, grants, includes loans. Because loans you have to pay back. Scholarships and grants you do not have to pay back. But as soon as you take out a loan, and it's like too big of a loan and you don't need it, pay it back. Because either you don't pay it back now and like it's just too much you took out, and then it's going to be more you're going to have to pay once you graduate. The second tip is use your school refund if it's just mainly scholarships and grants, or or loans if you 100% need to survive off of that loan for college. Use it to pay for housing and textbooks first. Main priority is housing and textbooks, because most people that need like to take out loans or like get extra money, they have housing that they have to pay for, and of course they have textbooks. Well, not physical, but like online textbooks they need to pay for. And once again, to reiterate, if you receive a school refund because you took out a loan that was greater than your bill, I would advise you to put the money towards your loan. And like, don't think of it as free money, especially if it's like majority from a loan, because you're just going to have to pay that back when you graduate. And if you don't need it to pay for housing or textbooks for the semester, it's not necessarily a need for you to have that money, and you can put it back towards your loan. And I would advise, because some people don't know this, find out what loan, find out which company has your loan. Because I found out last year the company that had my loan, so I could log in and view like how much my loan was, which was $3,500. But I know like 2 weeks ago they transferred my loan to a different company, and it was through an email that I don't even use anymore. Well, not consistently. So make sure you know where, like, which company has your loan at all times, so that when it comes time to graduating and paying it off, you know where it is. And my ultimate tips are, make sure you budget your school refund to put you in an advantageous position, because my school refund, while yes it is taking care of like now things like rent, spring 2021 textbooks, and like a budget for January, but I'm also budgeting for next year's apartment, next year's textbooks, and saving up for next year into like graduation, into getting a full-time job, so I don't feel like I'm gonna struggle with trying to save or try to afford things, because I'm already building up a savings account for the future. And your budget line items, so like mine were groceries, car, spending, pamper, eating out, doctor, tithing, and donations. Your budget items should cover things such as paying for housing, paying for textbooks, paying for your groceries, adding to or creating an emergency savings account, or even investing in a stock market. Like on top of this, I have about $3,000 invested in the stock market, and it's not nowhere on here because I'm gonna put the pause on that so I can build up these and then focus on investing, because in my humble personal finance major opinion, I think it's gonna drop soon, but we'll see what happens. So we're just eyeing it, keeping the stocks that we have. But I think the importance that I keep reiterating: pay for housing, pay for textbooks, have money for groceries, have money for food. And I believe like every college student should have an emergency savings account, whether that be 500 or 1,000. But I definitely believe it shouldn't be lower than 500. It can be lower than 1,000, but not lower than 500, because that's actually like, if something happens, your car dies and needs a battery, that can cover that. You have to take an extra class, that's going to cover that. If you need help paying rent, that's going to cover that. It's going to be helpful. So make sure the money is put to good use and not drained on shopping and eating out. Don't go buy car. This is not the time. Where are you going? There's nowhere to go. Things are closed. Places are closed. Don't go crazy. Don't make any like crazy expenses, you guys. Stick to a budget, or at least have like housing, books, groceries covered before you decide you want to go crazy and spend your refund check. So that's all for today, you guys. If you have any comments or advice or tips you want to leave for other college students budgeting their school refund, leave them in the comments. If you guys want to know how I saved $10,000, definitely leave that in the comments, and I'll make that video for you guys. And I will see you guys when I get the money and I budget this $362 out and put them into cash envelopes. So see you guys next time, and happy holidays.